Welcome into Soccer Over There. It is a remote edition of the show tonight. It's brought to you, as always, by our friends at the Brewhouse Cafe. They've got a little Atlanta Falcons action going on Monday Night Football. Actually, I think most of the Brewhouse regular staff is at the game. It's nice to know people who know people and know people who have tickets and field passes and such. So we are with the Brewhouse Cafe in spirit. We are with Around the Corner Lager in spirit and our friends at Nofo Brewing. But we are working remotely tonight for a little soccer over there for you.
And it was a busy, late morning, early afternoon with AFCON. Had multiple screens going. If you had multiple screens available to you, since it was match day 3, and so groups were kicking off simultaneously. And so there's a little bit of clarity when it comes to the math as to who's heading to the next round and who's in the driver's seat for those 4 third-place slots. So that'll be part of the discussion tonight that I know will take up a lot of the time. But it was really cool to find out what happened over the weekend with teams like Mozambique finally getting a win after 40 years and things like that. But the tournament is chaotic, and it's a day that ends in Y. So the answer that yes, it is chaotic.
That is John Nelson. I'm Jason Longshore. We talk soccer. It's what we do on the SDH network. We do lots of different things in the soccer realm. We're going to talk some AFCON tonight. We're going to talk Premier League, huge game tomorrow, 1 versus 3. We'll get into that. We'll talk about Scotland and how it keeps colliding with Columbus, Ohio. And we'll talk about John Texter, who is doing things, which is never a good sign, ever, anywhere in the world. But he's doing things in Brazil right now. And I just would love if, between the multitude of languages that John Texter has business dealings in, if somebody could pin him down and get some answers out of, like, 1, how he's going to pay his debts, 2, what he really thinks his end game is, 3, how he's going to pay Atlanta United, 4, how he thinks he's going to accomplish any of the things that he says he's going to accomplish. And yeah, I can probably come up with 5, 6, and 7 later, but we'll get there in a minute. Let's get into AFCON as we start off this edition of Soccer Over There. And we got picks of the week coming up later as well. You all know how that goes by now. It's chaos. I think we're going to some new countries tonight on the show. But AFCON group stage, 2 groups are done, 4 have more work to go. Let's get into what we know so far in terms of what is already done. As I rearrange my windows here, as you know, it's kind of different working from home and not having my tablet at the brew house and arranging that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have all these different things I can do on a normal desktop. Let's get into Group A. So Morocco, they finally looked like the team that we expected they would be. Emphatic win today, 3-0 over Zambia. They finish on 7 points. Mali, they secured second place, 3 draws. That's good enough to get second for them. Comoros on 2, Zambia eliminated. 2 might be enough to get a third place spot. It's not looking likely, but there's still 4 more groups to go, so anything is possible. Ayoub El Kabi has scored another bicycle kick, falling away again. That's 3 in 7 months. 2 in 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything like this. It's just, I don't even know how this happens and isn't a bigger story. Bicycle kicks are very difficult to do, and that's why they get all the highlights, and that's why everybody goes nuts when you see one, even if it's like in the middle of the field, somebody just doing it, show off, clearing a ball or something. To score 2 goals in your Continental Championship on difficult on the scale bicycle kicks, like falling away, it's insane. And he did it again here. You got 2 goals today. He's been one of the big stars of this tournament so far.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back and because I want to see today's bicycle kick again and see what it looks like, and I want to compare and contrast it to the first one, which was insane in its own merit, where El Kabi basically is He does a 360 and he kicks it with his left foot, the first one. Kicks it with his left foot, and it's not the foot that's closest to where the ball is coming to him. It is basically the leg that is attached to the closer to the far post than the near post. And 360s it with the far away foot and goes in for the first one. And then the second one, service is about the same from the left-hand side, and it is to the near post, and Alkabi lines it up again and smashes it. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's the norm for him when it comes to doing the difficult things, and he makes it look, A, it's insane, B, it's gorgeous, and C, it continues to have you marvel at what he seems to have as the norm in his dossier when it comes to scoring goals.
I mean, this one just felt like he was showing off as Jared Smith joins the show. It didn't even feel like it's low. Like, it didn't even feel like it was going to be a bicycle kick until it's a bicycle kick, and it's just insane. We're going to get to Mozambique in a minute 4 card for sure, and Sudan as well. Big storylines on both fronts. But Jarrett, how did you enjoy the AFCON and Morocco looking like the favorites that we thought they would be coming into things?
I mean, they are. I mean, it's the spot line, man. They are the favorites. Like they're. I think there's something to be said for looking the part. It's easy for us to sit here and say, after the 2020, what year is it, 2026? After the 2022 World Cup, it's easy to sit here and say, hey, Morocco is on the rise, and Morocco should be X, Y, and Z. We've also said the same thing about Belgium for the last 12 years. And last time I checked, Belgium wasn't lapping the field in Europe, not even the World Cup. It's one thing to say that Morocco should follow up what they've done and be really good. It's another thing for them to go out there and do it. And yeah, do it with flash sometimes. And look, there's going to be some it's going to be kind of weird with them playing some of those countries in Africa in the same way that it is for like Japan. With Japan changing their style, or Japan's playing some of these teams in Oceania that stylistically it's kind of tough. Like, Japan wants to press you, and if they're playing New Zealand, who has zero interest in the ball, it's hard to press a team who don't want the ball. And for Morocco, it's trickier to try and take down a team that's going to put 10 guys behind the ball.
Yeah, and I think they struggled with that in game 2 against Mali, and fans whistled them off the field, which, one, it's the bigger expectations that Morocco is dealing with now in terms of where they are in the global standing. They're hosting the tournament. But the fact that they were whistled off the field on Friday maybe, was crazy. As good as they've been for the period of time that they've been this good, like, that felt like a dramatic overreaction. And good on Ashraf Hakimi for calling it out in the pregame pressers and saying, look, we need y'all's support. That doesn't help us. That doesn't help anybody. We have a very bad trend in sports, and this isn't a soccer thing. This isn't a Morocco thing. This is a global thing, of getting mad and antsy when things don't go our way, and pouting and pitching a hissy fit, and I don't know, booing, whistling, whatever, when it's not deserved. Like, are there times where it's deserved? Sure. This was not one of those. They didn't lose at home. They drew against a team that really sat back and frustrated them. They got a point. It happens. Welcome to being a favorite now. That's the world that you're in. Mentioned El Kabi, Brahim Diaz. He scored again. He's the first Moroccan player to score in 3 straight AFCON matches since 1976. He's got 11 goals in his first 18 caps for Morocco. There's only one player in their history who has scored more than that. You did get Hakimi back on the field today. He made his debut off the bench, returning from injury. And when you saw that injury when he was with PSG, didn't expect him to be back this early. He is. Maybe Morocco peaking at the right time kind of situation. The rest of the group, I mean, Mali and Comoros, just Mali. Yeah, Mali, I expect a little bit more, but 3 draws is enough for them. They get into the knockout phase. They're probably pretty happy with that. Group B, Egypt was in that situation today. They rotated everybody. They were fine with the draw. They didn't really care. Angola's on 2 points. I think they have a better shot of getting through into the knockout rounds as a third place team. Actually, Comoros are eliminated. Angola is the 2-point one that does have a shot to get in. South Africa needs to learn how to defend. Like, I don't know what it is.
That's debatable. From a neutral perspective,
From a neutral perspective,
because it's fun, because they can't defend.
They cannot defend.
The fans of Bafana desperately want them to defend. I thoroughly enjoy watching them because defense is not only optional, it is a theory only that has never been put into practical application.
I mean, their manager, Hugo Broos, afterwards, he told reporter Masola Molefe, he said, everything was okay. Then suddenly we fell asleep again. That has to change. Yes. They took the lead 3 times in this game against Zimbabwe. They should not have needed to take the lead 3 times. They did. They got it done. They got a penalty. And one of the most inexplicable attempted hand of God moments I've ever seen. The ball's going wide, and the defender tries to hide that his hand is coming out to knock it away, but he doesn't hide it very well. And VAR is going to catch it anyway. And it wasn't necessary. The shot was going wide. Lyle Foster of Burnley, he scored again. He's joint top for goal contributions at the tournament alongside Ademola Lookman, who's only played twice. Foster's played 3 times, so good stuff. We might actually have a Madison Cruz sighting. Let's add Maddie to the show. It's chaos. It's AFCON. That's what we're talking about. What's up, Maddie?
I'm back from the dead.
You're back from the dead, or you're dead, or you're mostly dead?
Maybe both. All the above.
You sound dead.
Okay, yes.
No offense.
Yeah, listen, guys, it's the annual time of the year where I get sick right before chaos happens again. So I'm just kind of embracing it at this rate, you know?
Well, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, when the temperature goes from 62 to 28 in like 24 hours, that's not good for anybody not getting sick.
No, it's really not. It's, you know what? It happens. I just love our weather and how literally it was like 75 on Christmas. And like today, the wind, it's like a hurricane out there blowing over my mom's Santas. And now we're back to it being almost like 29 degrees. So, yay.
Yeah, it's
I just blame my brother-in-law. That's all I do when it comes to time of year.
How?
Escalated quickly.
Because he's the one that got the rest of us sick during.
I thought you were talking about for the wind or getting cold.
No.
Wait a minute, how did he do that?
No, he is a mayor, but he does not have a weather machine in his town where he is a mayor. No, this is him being straight up sick as we're all coming into town and not taking care of himself, and he just wants to be out and he wants to make sure that Christmas that he is an active participant in everything that's going on in the house, and so he's wandering around the house and sick as a dog. And let's see,
lock him in his room.
Oh, that was the suggestion, but considering it's
wedge a 2x4 underneath the door, lock him in his room.
Yeah,
heat up the door handle, a la Home Alone. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, of course.
So he ended up getting the rest of us, at least from early returns. The rest of us were sick because of his activities during Christmas holiday as well. So we ended up bringing it back here to the casa.
So, Jarrett, can I break out some Home Alone tactics on Egypt and Mo Salah?
You take that up before card. He is our, I think he is our kind of unofficial resident AFCON correspondent. So I would take it up with him. But I don't know. I don't have any objection, mostly because Egypt has been living by the seat of their pants for most of this, and with the fortune of a couple of whistles that may or may not should have gone.
I'm 4-card. I don't know how you feel about Mo Salah or Egypt in this situation. Maybe you need to close your ears. Maybe you want to clip this. I don't know. Either one possible.
He might tag that. He might. There's a non-zero chance he's either out of the chat in 2 minutes or he has made this his header.
South Africa got robbed against Egypt. I mean, absolutely, unapologetically robbed. That penalty being given to Salah was horrific. I've said many times I'm all for VAR and I want to get more calls right. This was the classic, maybe we get it once every 2-3 months, of VAR looking for something and finding it. Yeah, there's contact to his face as a player is trying to shield him off because Mo Salah is trying to defend him and get to the ball. They're running away from goal. There's contact because when you run, your arms move. And Salah took a very exaggerated fall and drew attention to it and ended up getting a penalty out of it with VAR's intervention. And it was a terrible call. Then the goal after that, almost immediately after it, after a stomp on the ankle of a South African player when you're already on
He's
a
always
yellow.
ready against Egypt. Great.
I saw. I'm very happy.
So now the gloves are off. Jason can just now.
Yeah, now I don't have to be nice. No, and then so you get that after taking a dive, you score the penalty. Then you have a player stomp on somebody else, get a second yellow, and you have the gall to like try to make something of it and act like you're getting robbed. No. And then look, South Africa should have scored. They had opportunities. They did not put it away. There was another possible penalty that South Africa could have gotten late in it. And it's a tricky one. It's one of those where the rule changed where if you're bracing yourself for a fall, you're bracing yourself sliding, that your hand can go down to the ground and the ball can hit it and you don't get that call.
Yep.
This one,
rule, like 2019-ish.
It's
I remember LGP got correctly sent off for that in Chicago. And that was right before, I think IFAB had just made the rule, but MLS had not adopted it.
MLS hadn't adopted it yet because they were already in season. Right. Yeah, I think it was going into effect in the summer competition that year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's somewhat newish, and it's tricky. Like, in a sliding situation, I think it's very clear. But in this one, it felt like the player is more going down and, again, trying to make themselves bigger, and the arm is out blocking a shot. I think it's a handball. Just watching it, letter of the law, you can rule on it different ways. You can judge it different ways. But when you have a game go this way, in my opinion, and Fourcard, I am totally with all of the Egypt slander going on in the chat right now, based off just how I've seen this tournament. I've not been a fan of Mo Salah diving in general because he's got a very bad habit of testing gravity and normally gets away with it and doesn't really get questioned on it when it's look, if you get it and you get the penalty, you're helping your team. I understand it. I don't like it.
Salah would cook in MLS with some of the officials we have in this league, and I'm horrified by the idea.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, I get it. I don't like it, but it is effective. And he keeps doing it because it's effective.
Yeah.
And he gets the penalty here because it's effective. But when you have a game go with a dodgy penalty, then a correct red card the other way. Maybe the referees thought that, okay, that evened it out. But to not give a 50-50, really it's down to interpretation, penalty South Africa's way. I thought South Africa was really hard done by. I really do like the South African team a lot. I'm glad they're coming to Atlanta. They're going to be a fun team to watch, mainly because they can't defend anything. They have the defensive capabilities of a gingerbread house. It's bad. They were like Maddie's mom, Santa's flying down the street trying to defend. That's what they looked like today.
Maddie Santa's probably had a better low block.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, seriously. No, it's the one thing, like, it's actually funny. Like, I was doing my reels today, and like one of the things that I am clipping is like my big long spiel on the Hofstra Furman game where I'm going in about VAR. And like it's literally that. It's just like, we talk about it every level. You have VAR. It's a matter of if you can use it to help rectify, or if there's something that was missed or something that you want to get a clearer look at. That's what you use it for. You don't use it to try to search for something. You don't use it to be like, oh, well, like I was told there's something, so I guess I should look. I would much prefer a referee, if they are going to use it, to say on the call, on the field of play, as I watched it, I didn't see anything. I'm being told I should take a look at it. Okay, let me take a look at it. If I look at it and I'm not seeing anything that I didn't see in the run of play and that I didn't see with my own eyes, then I'm not overturning it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not. Like, it's like I would rather that happen than it be like this back and forth of like VAR is going to come in, but they're going to look for something. They're going to be searching for something to give just because they think it's going to be a situation like that. Because a lot of times we see a challenge and it's a lot harsher than it is. It's a lot softer than it actually is. And especially when we look at those things, but VAR is interesting and it's fun.
And I'm looking at it again, and Mo Salah and his gravitational disagreements
Yeah, this one's not quite the same. I mean, yes, there's a hand to his face. It happens. He's not struck in the face, in my opinion. It's not egregious, and it goes back to another thing. So two referee things before we move back to the actual
hold on.
field
Did he get a card?
The player who touched Mo, I think, got a yellow.
Okay. I was gonna say what would be weird is if you called it a penalty, then didn't give a card its hands to the face. That would be where I would also be like,
right.
What do you mean? That would just be weird. Okay. I mean, it doesn't excuse.
Yeah, it wasn't a red. I think it was a yellow. I'd have to double check that.
I'm watching in real time, so I'll let you.
I remember the commentators talking about like, oh, that could be a yellow. I think it was a yellow. So two things here in terms of referees and how things work and before we move back. So I think more often than not, VAR does the right thing. I think it is definitely more than 50-50 that it's correct and it's correctly used. I'd say it's in the probably 70-30, maybe even 80-20. So that's a good thing. I think we're getting more calls right. That is a good thing in the game. The college situation and replay, that's different. I'm going to leave that to the side for a minute because that's a whole nother thing.
Don't get started.
I don't necessarily think that it is completely and utterly incorrect in its idea, but you don't actually have a video assistant referee there. So the referee can decide with input from his crew to go take a look at something. So it's a different mindset. So let's leave that to the side because that gets complicated. I think video assistant referees, the biggest difference in the way that replay works in soccer versus other sports is video assistant referees do not make a call. Where I think the system gets incorrectly used is when video assistant referees think they can make a call. Mm-hmm. Like this one. I don't think there was any real question from the referees, from really anybody on the field, even Mo Salah, who wasn't really making a massive thing. He's trying to get a call, but he's not like over the top reacting and going nuts, and he's not grabbing his face and rolling around for 5 minutes. Like, he's trying to buy a call, and he ends up buying it.
Yep.
But if you don't look at this, if you just move on, we're not talking about it today saying, oh my God, did you see what happened? He got hit in the face, and that should have been a penalty. We wouldn't even, it wouldn't even make the final match report. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. That's where video assistant referees, for me, if video assistant referees do that, if they jump in and say, no, I'm here to make this call, they don't need to be doing that job. They need to be a referee. The video assistant referees who do exactly what Maddie was talking about, where it's, hey, I have an angle of this you might not have seen. I'd like for you to take a look at it. That's okay. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And then they can go take a look at it and make the decision for themselves. But they are video assistant referees.
Right.
They have video rather than a flag and are being on the touchline, but they're there to assist and they're there to help. And when they do that, everybody wins and more calls get made. That's correct.
Okay. I just watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a opinion that is maybe a bit different.
No, go ahead.
I just watching it. I mean, yeah, there is hand to the face.
It's a bit of a stiff arm to the face. Yeah.
One thing that, like, I think for me is, like, it's very clear. A player, I don't think the player realizes Mo Salah is there, or maybe he does. I have no idea. But there's no, like, turn to look at him to be like, oh,
he's not lining him up.
Right.
He's not lining him up. But for me, obviously the outstretched hand, for me, it's the reaction from Mo Salah as well. It's like, as soon as it happens, normally you get hit in the face. You're not having a 2 or 3 second reaction of like, oh, did I just get hit in the face? Yes. Oh, no, let me fall. Oh, no. Like, ow. Like, no. Like, we're not going to be like the Falcons and their playoff chances falling down the drain. That's not what it's going to be. So instead, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, it's Monday. Anyway, I think it's a weird one. I understand why it is a penalty. Like, do I like the call? No. But
I understand once the referee has to look at it or agrees to look at it, that he kind of has to go, or at least he is then being strongly led to going penalties.
Yes. I agree. Yeah.
I don't think real time takes you there, which in my opinion should be more important.
Mhm.
The other thing is too, like, I think at times we use video assistant referees and replays and all this to find something. That's another thing for me that I look at, and I talk about it all the time in games, when you see the delayed reaction and you see that in the replay. For me, that means the contact wasn't what you're trying to make it. It like if you're trying to say, well, that's a penalty because he hit him in the face. It's like, well, he waited and to go down, so it didn't affect him. He's fine.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff bugs me. The other thing, I mean, I understand attacking players looking for penalties. It is part of the game, and when you get to this stage, it can decide if you win a tournament or not. It can decide if you lift a trophy. It can decide every match. It can be the moment of the match. In this case, that's what it was. I get it. I don't support it. I would never coach it. I would never want my players to egregiously do that, because there's a difference in my opinion. And this is where you get into these fine margins of things. There's a difference in this with Mo Salah manufacturing a penalty and a player who is bumped going into the 18. They're on the dribble. They get bumped. They get knocked off balance, and they try to stay on their feet instead of going down to get the penalty when there is legitimate contact that could put them on the ground. That's a different conversation to me. And that gets into a gray area of should you go down to get the call when there's contact that takes you there, or should you try to play on and help and expect the referees to call it correctly? And that's the other element.
Well, and even too, sorry, I'm like also rewatching the highlights of in South Africa as this is happening.
Mhm.
Like there was another the penalty that also was given away, like that was said no against
the handball.
Which that's a good one. I personally think that's a good one because
it's a really tricky interpretation. I can understand it both ways. I don't think he's purely bracing himself in a sliding manner. I do think he's trying to make himself bigger.
Yeah.
But he's doing it in a way that you can justify via the laws of the game. So I'm not angry about that not being given. I think it should be, but I understand why they didn't give it. I get it.
Yeah, and obviously the angles I'm looking at too, they don't have a lot of like clear angles of it. They only have the one angle of like the really close up where you just see, I think, him planting. You don't really see him going in. I don't know. It's one where I've seen it so many times at like all levels where I also don't like that it gets called because of the idea of like, I think there was one in MLS. I'm trying to remember if it was this year or not. It wasn't, I think I was watching a random game. I don't even remember which one it was, but I think it was a defender sliding on the ground, and it was the forearm on the ground and the ball hit that. And then I think it was what was given is, oh, that's a penalty. And I didn't like that because I'm like, they're sliding on the ground. It's in a position where it's tucked. They're not actively trying to get the ball, and yet it's a penalty when it's not. They're not outstretched in that way. I don't know.
I'd have to. I think I vaguely remember. I'd have to see it because that was one where it did feel like the arm came away from the body in the slide, but it was still part of the bracing motion. It was again a really tricky interpretation.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But again, my thing is, I'm like, I would rather have a referee, I think, stand their ground and say, hey, this is what I see. Here's what it's looking like. And like using VAR in the sense of like, hey, it's an extra like, hey, come take a look at it. That way you get an extra look. You can make a decision after that. But hey, check this out. It's like that one Premier League video that they released. It was the one where it's very clear you can see that there was something that happened. VAR said, you need to look at it. Referee said, no, I'm sticking to my call. That's what it was. VAR is like, are you sure? Okay, cool, I guess. Take it. Like, it's one where it's like, it's there to help the referee. If the referee wants the help, take it. If not, I mean, it is what it is. It's
the same thing that happens with an AR, with an assistant referee on the touchline. If they pop their flag and say that something was a foul, and the referee says, no, I've got to look at it. I don't think it was a foul, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about it on the headset while they're calling the game. That's what the VAR is there for. I know originally I had kind of felt like, and I don't know where I fall completely on replay at this point. Like, I do think replay needs to be used. You're stupid not to. You have the technology to get more things right.
The game's too fast.
Yeah, it's too fast. I think having replay is better than trying to figure out, like they messed around with having goal line ARs for a while. So essentially you had 4 assistant referees. You're never going to be able to make 2 referees in the middle work, really, because, I mean, we see it in high school occasionally, and every referee calls the game different. You can't get 2 referees who are going to call the game the same way, and that's just never going to work. So the referee needs the help. I'm good with that. I don't know the system I would go with right now, because originally I kind of felt more like, okay, it works in football, American football. It works in basketball. They look at it and they don't overrule it, if I'm not mistaken. American football, you can just be overruled. Although I think that's changed in some situations now. So I don't want like a referee who's not on the field involved in the game making the call. And that's where I get upset with a video assistant referee, because they're not feeling the game the same way. They're there to assist. They're not there to make a call or push a referee into a call.
Yeah.
I do think video assistant referees need to be specialized, like assistant referees. Once you get to this level now, you don't see assistant referees all of a sudden pop up in the middle calling a game. They will in college. That's a different conversation. I'm talking about at the top level. Like, you're not going to see Rockwell end up with the whistle on a game. That's not how it works. Video assistant referees should not be regular referees. They should be either referees who, just for whatever reason, are better in the booth, and they don't ever really go far as a regular center ref, or they should be retired center refs. I think when you get it as current working referees, it can be a little awkward, and that's one I hope MLS moves away from eventually down the line.
Yeah, it's, I mean, even like, it's like, I mean, even just from knowing the like replay system and doing stuff, everything else. I changed my thing, by the way. I'm in the upside down plot twist. They're in the habit of Stranger Things. Anyway, back to the point. I think just it's one thing where, like, just knowing the system, knowing how it works, you have to have an eye for it. Like, I mean, you have to have an eye for picking out those things. There are things like in a replay where, I mean, I know my roommate does replay, my stepbrother does replay stuff now too. Like, you have to have an eye for it. And like, it's being able to pick out like, hey, I have something, you might want to come and take a look at this, to show the broadcasters like, hey, here's another look that makes what they're talking about a little bit interesting. And that's why when it comes to VAR, you do want to have someone who's very specialized in it, because especially when looking at all of those angles and what you get in the game, because, you know, there's sometimes, you know, at certain levels, you don't get all those angles. There are sometimes you don't have accessibility to the angles in that capacity, but you have to have someone who can look at that and say, hey, like, I spotted this. This was before the play. Hey, I noticed that there was a split second of a reaction before Mo Salah decided to go down and get the reaction. There was a couple of seconds after that. I've seen that before. You might want to take a look at it and really rethink about what you're doing. Or like, hey, I'm looking at it. I don't recommend you come up. It's a second late, whatever. Like, you need someone, I think, who can notice that element of it too, because it is very different, because you're not in the stake of the game, but it's being able to look at those situations and looking at what has led up to specific points, and like seeing a moment and not being so blatantly like, oh, well, the emotions of the game are high, of course this is going to happen. It's like, hey, let's look at what's in front of me. If I'm looking at the game and I'm the referee there and I'm seeing what I'm seeing, this is what I would do.
It's a specialized skill set.
It's very
it
special.
needs to be treated that way.
Not only do you have to be able to do it, you have to be able to do it quickly.
Yes.
You can't hem and haw on it of, that might be, maybe they should look at, oh, shit, the ball's back in play.
Yeah, you got to be immediately on it. Let's get to the rest of AFCON, and we'll get into some other stuff around the world before we get into picks of the week. Group C, Nigeria, they're on top with 6 points. They've been really good, maybe the best team in the tournament so far. Tunisia on 3. Nigeria plays Uganda, and Tunisia plays Tanzania. Uganda and Tanzania both have shots to get through. Draws really don't help them here. They're going to be looking for wins against better teams. I don't know if they're going to find them, and I think that's going to end up helping Angola in the long run. Group D, Senegal, DR Congo, both on 4, Benin on 3, Botswana on 0. Senegal plays Benin in the last game in the group stage. Botswana is against DR Congo. So Benin and and Senegal. That could be an interesting one. Senegal's been a little bit of a disappointment for me, just in what I've seen. And DR Congo, I really like this team. I think they're definitely going to qualify, and they would be coming here to Atlanta to play Uzbekistan in World Cup if they get through.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Tunisia, Senegal, DR Congo, prohibited favorites tomorrow. Nigeria is a favorite on the plus side at plus 121. Uganda is a plus 248.
Yeah, the Nigeria should be a bigger favorite than that. Those are tomorrow. Group E is Algeria on top with 6 points. They've been very good. Burkina Faso with 3, Sudan with 3, and they have clinched at least a best third place spot, so they will be going through. Only their second AFCON win since 1970, and now they're going into the knockouts. Kwesi Appiah, the manager, is a hero. Algeria's got some injury issues. They are very ambitious. They're talking about going for the title in this thing. They have the ability to, but they're dealing with some injuries that are going to be tricky for them. Would love to see Sudan end up making a run here. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And in Group F, the best game of the tournament, I think, was Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon, which we kind of would expect. Nuho Tolo, our friend from Seattle, he says this generation still has things to say, talking about Cameroon. They better, because they didn't qualify for the World Cup, so they need to show more. They got the draw with Cote d'Ivoire. They're on 4 points. They haven't lost. They're good, but Mozambique is going to push them. Mozambique has leverage on 3 points. They, I believe, are in or all but in to the knockout rounds. The math of the third place teams is a little tricky. Get used to it. The World Cup's going to be the same way.
Yeah, right now they are first in the ranking of the third place teams as it stands today.
So they're not guaranteed. Sudan is. Mozambique is right behind that, if I'm not mistaken, and where it could go. So a draw for them against Cameroon is fine. Even a loss, they probably will end up being okay, because I just don't see Tanzania or Uganda getting any points out of that group. So the round of 16 is filling out pretty quick. You got powerhouses like Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, Senegal, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire. But then you've got Sudan, you've got Benin, you've got Mozambique. You've got some really cool stories in this. And it feels like every round of games, it's just ramping up and getting even more hectic, even more chaotic. It's been a blast to watch. This tournament has been so much fun to watch. I had high expectations for it. It has way surpassed them. It feels like every day has one game or at least 2 or 3 moments of the day that you're just like, wow. Whether we're talking about defending, whether we're talking about goalkeeping, whether we're talking about attacking, midfield play, it's the whole package. It's been a blast to watch. You can watch it on Fanatis, ftz.co/soccer down here. Sorry, I was trying to throw you off.
John does the slash.
So I was trying to mess you up.
Mazwanise's goal today for Mozambique was pretty cool.
There's so many moments all the way across the board. It's been a blast. All right, let's get into some other stuff before we bounce into picks of the week. Let's go around the world, and we'll start in London. It's 1 versus 3 tomorrow. Arsenal and Aston Villa. And they're 3 points back, and they've already beaten Arsenal. They're on an 11-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Longest winning streak in more than a century. One of those wins is against Arsenal. Arsenal's had a bunch of injuries, but they haven't been overpowering as of late.
Yeah.
But the fact that they've gotten a lot of results as of late tells you that they've got a little something special about them. But Villa does too. 18 points from losing positions, Aston Villa. 9 goals from substitutes, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember the stat correctly. A manager that John once slandered to no end.
Yep.
Unai Emery.
Yep, I did.
You apologized to Unai, correct?
I absolutely did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
No, he did. I remember. I remember being very, very forceful about making him apologize, and he did on the show.
And he is absolutely crushed at Aston Villa. Can I mention juice boxes here for this one?
Yeah. This is not in picks of the week.
Okay. Villa, by the way, to win tomorrow at the Emirates is a plus 591, and the draw is a plus 355.
That's a little disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
I find that disrespectful, and I'm not really a big Aston Villa fan. I mean, I think a lot of the pundits and spreadsheet jockeys are like trying to trash Villa because like, oh, their XG's low, like, oh, they're, you know, these numbers tell you that they're not dominating games very well, and you know, oh, the numbers. But again, this team is coming back to win games. They are getting goals from substitutes. They're getting goals from all over the place. They're never out of a game. They've got something about them. I don't think Arsenal is the favorite. Arsenal should win. Like, they should. But those odds feel a little disrespectful to Aston Villa. And if I am Unai Emery, you know, I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that up on the board. And I'm going to say, look at what these people are saying about you. Go show them.
Mm-hmm.
If Villa gets a win here, it's chaos in this title race. And you got Manchester City just sitting, chilling, waiting in the wings. Who do they play in this round?
God, that's going to make everyone so mad when that happens.
City is at Sunderland on New Year's Day.
They should be okay with that.
Minus 233.
Yeah, they should be okay with that.
Go City.
I'm also perpetually of the belief that I know everyone gets mad about City every year, continuing to like. Basically, it's like an episode of Wacky Racers that just kind of pop up at the end. They're just kind of there. They make it happen. In so many years that has happened, it has not been City so much as somebody else spitting the bit, Arsenal spitting the bit, Chelsea, Liverpool, whoever it might be, spitting the bit at the end. And say whatever you want about Pep Guardiola, say whatever you want about Manchester City, the way they spend money and any social or moral issues aligned with that club. That roster, though, firmly believes that when push comes to shove, they can hold their liquor. And they do more often than not. And more importantly, they do better than the team closest to them.
Yeah. Last year
that
was
has
the
been the
year
recurring
that was the surprise.
case.
Right.
It was a surprise last year. Correct. However, the
I'm sorry.
overwhelming theme.
Can you say however one more time? Can you just say it?
However.
Okay,
do you want to explain the reference?
Yeah, just I'm confused.
Oh, that was just like that's the way I feel like that's the way someone in a Cracker Barrel would say it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
No, that's true. I didn't know if you were like definitely like.
No, it's just like
one
an
specific reference. Okay, cool.
Continue. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. However, more often than not, the issue has been Manchester City playing games, and they'll drop points, but they don't drop as many points as the other teams. So I get, and I'm no great lover of City, like Guardiola, just fine. Very, very good at what he's done in multiple places where he's changed tactics and changed models multiple times in multiple countries. But the overwhelming thing for me has always been the fact that whenever they seem to come back and win these things, it's somebody else choking. Don't be mad just at City. Be mad at insert team here for spitting the bit at the biggest moment and allowing a, at times, not overwhelming, but consistent and confident City team to win.
I will. I thought that you always did that as a reference to Buford T. Justice from Smokey and the Bandit. That's why.
That is also. I mean,
that's what it felt like to me.
Maddie, have you ever seen Smokey and the Bandit?
Oh,
this I have not. No.
Oh.
There might have to be a movie night. Just because it's really bad and ridiculous and funny. See,
the one thing I can say, Jarrett, is the one thing that my team has done this season in good old Newcastle is we did not do that against Man City and we won. Haha. But ever since then, we have not. So I
wish more teams would. I wish more teams would be able to hold their liquor against City, but they don't seem consistent.
No, they don't. And this is the one time I said it earlier in like under my breath. The one time you will see me cheering for Man City will be when they play Sunderland, and I will be hoping that City beats Sunderland. So yes,
the way I fall on City, I've said it before many times. I mean, I try generally to stay out of the fandom side of things with what I do, but Manchester United was the first team that I had a chance to watch on a regular basis. Now, they made it very easy to fall out of love with them a while ago, So it's very easy to put that to the side. So I should be like, oh, I hate City. I hate City. I hate City. I love Pep Guardiola. I love what he's done for the game. I love his styles of play. It's absolutely the kind of soccer that I enjoy. So I have total respect for Manchester City on the soccer field. Again, this is putting ownership. This is putting 115 rule violations and all that. I mean, it's starting to sound like when SEC teams would start pointing. Well, that guy has a car. Well, your whole offensive line has Rolexes. So
when other schools in the Southwest Conference started pointing fingers at SMU.
Yeah, it's like, look, I don't know if it's 115 rules that others have broken, but we've had tapping up things happen. We've had all kinds of stuff go on. This is what they do at that level.
Yeah.
My favorite was working with a guy who covered games in Oklahoma and talked about how many players, and this is like old school Oklahoma, how like guys would in Oklahoma's roster would go work a summer job and then come back with like a brand new luxury vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's, it's the same thing in MLS right now. Everybody like yelling about Miami. Well, what was the sporting director and GM anonymous survey where, like, I think the people who responded, it was about half thought that other teams were breaking the rules too, because they're all trying to bend the rules and find a way to have the best team possible. That's what all these teams are going to do until they get caught. Just like we go back to Mo Salah taking dives. Mm-hmm. Well, he does it because he gets away with it a lot of times. And he gets penalties out of it. And he gets goals out of it. And they change games and all these different things. So leave all that to the side. I have total respect for City. I have total respect for the way that they play. Pep Guardiola has had the best run on the field in Premier League history, no doubt. And he talked about it. We've had a lot of teams. I think PSG has suffered a little bit, not just because of Club World Cup, but because of the year that they had, especially the 2025 that they had. Because they did not look like, at this point last year, they did not look like the team that we saw go on to win Champions League. They were pretty good, but they looked kind of like PSG had looked, like pretty good, but not good enough. They had an incredible year. I think they had a bunch of injuries pile up because of a lot of things. You've had Chelsea talk about having to rotate players because of the Club World Cup run that they had where they ended up winning the thing. City talked about it, and Pep has talked about it. He talked about it during the tournament, and he's talked about it again recently. They got a big boost from playing in the Club World Cup. He was really upset about when they got knocked out by Al Ahly in that upset. Yes, he wants to win, but he was upset because he's like, man, now I send the players away on holiday for a while, and like we've been having a really good time. We've had really good sessions. It's been a really good tournament for us. I don't want it to end. And he's felt like the issues they had last year with the energy and with making mistakes that were very uncharacteristic, and a lot of it because you're missing, the Ballon d'Or winner and Rodri. He felt like the summer and the Club World Cup experience kind of helped change that. Bringing in Ryan Cherky helps change that as well, because he's one of the most creative players in the world right now.
He's insane.
He's, you see him do a Rabona and you're like, he's just trying to show off. It's like, no, that's just what he does. It's like you see him taking free kicks or corners or whatever with either foot. It's like, he's taking this corner with his off foot to his less favored foot to try to show off. Like, no, he's just 2-footed. Like, he's just insane.
It's like it would be like me telling a collegiate player who takes the corners on either side, they're just showing off. Nah, he'll
take it with his right foot. He'll take it with his left foot. He doesn't care because he's that good.
It doesn't matter. I loved how we brought in the SEC. I'm like, so is this us transitioning into instead of soccer over there, it's a football over there, and we get to talk about the national championship?
No, Maddie, we tape that on Sunday mornings at 10.
Sorry. Well, are you gonna do one for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day since we have all those matches, or no?
No, I mean we're recapping everything on Sunday morning at 10.
Nice.
So it's always there.
I'm actively rooting for Alabama's downfall.
I'm always rooting for Alabama.
You're not the only person.
And ironically, and I'll say this before we move back to soccer,
yeah.
I want Ohio State to lose. I want Miami to win, and then I want it so that way Georgia faces.
Bite your tongue.
No, I'm fully in support of that. The U. Let's go.
Can't do it. Nope. Not happening.
Go Dogs, baby.
Nope.
Go Dogs.
Nope. Can't do it.
I know, John. I know.
Nope.
But I don't like Ohio State more, so I will be rooting against them. So, yes.
Real quick before we move on, if it was Florida and Miami, John, who would you be rooting for?
I would be rooting.
You had to pick somebody. No, you had to pick somebody.
Not happening.
No, John, you have to.
Nope, not happening.
John?
Nope.
Yeah, this is what he does.
Nope. No, what I would be rooting for is Bane. Is what I would be rooting for.
Okay.
Anyway.
Alrighty. The Oregon Texas Tech night might be really fun. Anyway, continue.
Take the over.
I'm gonna wait and see if Jarrett comes back because I'm gonna save the Scotland portion for him in just a second. Let's catch up on John Texter because he's doing things and they're probably stupid again.
Again.
John Texter, we go to Brazil and he's making headlines. He is trying to make a big bid to reshape the future of Botafogo. Now, this has been talked about. We'll come back to Scotland in a minute, Jared. I was holding it.
Oh, no. We can yell about John Texter because I hope John Texter goes downstairs every single Christmas morning and finds broken ornaments to step on barefoot. I hope he wakes up every day and stubs his toe on the refrigerator door that was left cracked, thus spoiling whatever food he had in there, and he has a sore toe.
I'm good with this.
I hope he has neighbors that believe in fireworks and he has dogs that are skittish.
I hope when he goes to bed at night, he goes to bed in a room that is just hot enough that he can't sleep with the blankets, but just cold enough that he can't do the one leg out of the blanket thing and he's stuck in between.
He's supposedly trying, and he's talked about this, or at least they've talked about it in Brazil in the media. And this is where the John Texter conversation gets really complicated because the way he's talked about in English language media is really not talked about very much. In French language media, they hate him with a passion if they are associated with Lyon and some other clubs. But then some people liked him calling people out in France. In Brazil, he's generally not hated that much.
Well, he won a title with Botafogo.
Trophies
live forever, man.
It's complicated. So what he's saying, and according to Globo in Brazil, he has officially submitted a proposal to Eagle Football Group, which he founded but does not run right now because he's not easy to deal with, and he got pushed out of his own company. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. He is supposedly submitting a proposal to Eagle Football to reacquire Botafogo separate. So he had Botafogo, then started Eagle Football, then had Lyon and all the other stuff. So he is trying to get Botafogo back. Now, there had been talk over the summer that he would partner up with his buddy Marinakis from Nottingham Forest, and they would buy Botafogo from Eagle and yada, yada, yada. So this has been going on for months/years with all this different stuff. He acquired Botafogo in 22, which it seems like it's been going on for longer than that, but no, it's just a lot of stuff. Botafogo won the Brazilian title in 24, won the first ever Copa Libertadores in 24. They bought Thiago Almada, but they didn't pay for him. He helped win both of those things. Then he got loaned to Lyon, which is part of Eagle Football, because Lyon had so many financial issues, they couldn't actually buy players. That's why Thiago Almada did not get bought by Lyon and got bought by Botafogo. Also, they wanted him to win those things. They did. Then they loaned him to Lyon. They loaned other players or gave them to Lyon. It's all complicated, and every situation's different because Lyon was broke. Then Lyon was going to get relegated, but then he said, no, I'll step away. And now they didn't get relegated, and Michelle Kang is running it. And everybody loves Michelle Kang, but she does a lot of business with John Texter. So I have a lot of I'm wondering what's going on with all of this because John Texter owes her a lot of money and her management company and financial company, but they're not coming to claim it yet. I don't know how all this is going to get resolved, and I don't know where you're going to find the money if you're John Texter, who himself is reportedly in quite a bit of debt because he owes Michelle Kang's company, Aries, for the money that was loaned to buy Lyon in the first place. That's why they have control of Eagle Football now. So it feels like a staring contest where somebody's going to blink at some point. and I don't know how this is actually going to go. Are they going to basically take some money for Botafogo and just say, you know what, I'd rather have him out of our lives and just deal with it rather than go into all these legal suits, which the reason why, and this is why I look at a lot of the other people involved in it, that a lot of people are making out to be the good guys in the situation versus John Textor being the bad guy. And this is separate from the Thiago Almada transaction and transactions like that. This is in the Michelle Kang, Eagle, Aries, God, what group of people? I want to say they were involved in the Sacramento Kings. I might be wrong.
I know her name is Michelle Kang, but every time you say it that way, the treatment of Haynes Kings as a name this last year has broken my ability to hear the proper surname of Kang, which is, again, a proper surname. Kang. It has broken my capacity to hear the word Kang and not not magically think of Heinz Kang.
The draw comes out in me a little bit sometimes, but I don't think I ever go to all the way there to go King to Kang.
Yeah,
I can't go there.
So
you don't go there to that degree, but it does break my brain.
It's not. I don't think it was the Eagle portion. I think it might have been the Eagle portion. Like there was somebody who bought in and had an option to buy more or was going to get paid back off, and it was complicated. And basically, he broke that agreement and didn't pay them back for the money that they chipped in. He owes Aries. There's so many things going on in it that it feels like you could nail him to the wall and be done with him, but they're not for a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the reason is.
Yeah. Iconic.
I think that's who I was thinking.
Yeah, Iconic had a $75 million investment in Eagle Football Holdings. The way that it was originally structured, and this is from our friend Jason Stevens and his background work. So Textor owned 65% of Eagle Football. Then the other investors, he didn't quite know what the percentages were, but the other 34.6 went to Iconic, worth $75 million worth of investment, Elmwood Partners, which was more equity investment, and Michelle Kang, and then Aries, which is across 3 tranches that have provided $500 million in debt financing initially to Eagle Football Holdings. And so that
Michelle Kang is involved with Aries.
I think Aries has,
or is Aries separate? They just work together.
I think they work together.
Okay.
Aries forced Textor to sell his stake in Crystal Palace, of which was sold to Woody Johnson. Aries got the majority of the proceeds from that sale. Eagle is, at the time of Jason Stevens reporting, was $1.2 billion in the hole.
Yeah,
500 of that.
1.2 billion in the hole.
Yes, and 500 of that was owed to Aries, including 159 million at 19.4% interest, and the 75 million to Iconic at 11.
Yeah,
and so I think Iconic was the one that Textor was suing, and they were countersuing in Miami. It's like one was suing out of England and one was suing out of Miami.
That's part of the game, and that was the game with the Thiago Almada situation, is just keep filing appeals and lawsuits and whatever you can do. I mean, like there was one report out of somewhere not in the United States that part of his appeal was about the single entity structure of Major League Soccer, which has nothing to do with the transfer of Thiago Almada. But again, he's just trying to delay paying because he's broke. But there's people who can take his stuff and they're not. And that's the part that I'm kind of like, wait, why? Why are you keeping him around?
Because when you have $1,000 in debt, that's a you problem. When you have millions to billions of dollars in debt, that's a bank problem. And that is a club world soccer problem when you have let a shyster basically front these groups that buys different clubs all over the world and then does a shell game moving players around from these clubs. We're going to acquire him here and we're going to move him over here, and you're going to try and move your debts around. So, we got to keep Leon afloat. So, we're going to take some of our money from one club to another one.
It's the shady side of multi-club ownership, because and this is where it gets complicated. Like there are multi-club situations that work. Like I think Red Bull generally works pretty well. in the way that they're structured. City, I think City Football Group generally
I
works
think New
pretty
York Red
well.
Bulls fans would disagree because of the way that the Red Bull overall.
Sorry, you're not the top dog. Like, you're not the top dog, so you're going to get treated that way. Like, you're not, in Red Bull's case, you're not Leipzig. In City's case, you're not Manchester City. Like, you're not the top dog.
I think their argument would be that if you gave them more resources, they could be a top dog in MLS.
Well, sure,
that might also come down to style.
But that's not the conversation. And this is where people need to understand what's going on. It's not about being a top dog in MLS. You're never going to be Leipzig in terms of how much money you can make. Yeah. Like, you're not. Leipzig can get into the Champions League, and Red Bull Soccer is suddenly very, very happy. So if you are in that situation and you're lower down, you're lower down. That's just how it's going to be. I think the situation with Textor and Eagle and Botafogo and Lyon is fascinating because most people assume, oh, well, Botafogo is the baby and Lyon is the big club. Actually, the way that it seems like it worked out quite often was Botafogo was more stable, and Botafogo had players coming through and had valuable assets, and those were going to Lyon to bail them out. So there's a lot of like really big slander against Botafogo in France, which I think is completely incorrect. I think Lyon is in a much worse position if they weren't part of this situation and Botafogo wasn't there to bail them out with players and loans and money or not taking money in situations like that. So it's super complicated. I don't know how this is going to end up getting worked out. I think basically the way that I'm seeing it, I'm trying to read tea leaves on it because again, you're talking about three very different ways of him being talked about in different languages, and they don't always line up in what would make sense logically. I think you're getting towards the end game. I think you're getting towards the situation where he's going to completely be out of Eagle football, but he's trying to have something to take with him. Yeah. And I think they're trying. I think he's trying, and I think it's worth the people that he owes money to. It's worth it to keep him in the game somewhere rather than just put him behind bars or wherever, debtor's prison, send him to Australia. I don't know. Like you'd rather have him at Botafogo and say, oh, well, wait a minute. They're doing pretty well. And I'd like to buy that player that they developed. I think that's going to work out. And he's probably going to owe us a deal. I think that's where you're getting to. I don't know if Marinakis is still going to be the golden parachute, who then it's just, it's going to be which loan shark, has your life, basically. Yeah. Because Marinakis is going to probably be even worse for him. But he gets to live in it another day. So I don't know if this is good for Botafogo or Brazilian football. I think some look at it and say, oh, it's good because then Botafogo is on its own. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think Botafogo is big enough that they're not going to fail. They're not going to go under. Even if they do, like somebody will come in and buy the brand and take it away from it and all that. But I think they're in a pretty good spot. I don't know if they get better or worse for this. I just think it's the end game of getting him out of Eagle football and everything associated with it. That's my guess. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Go ahead. From a perspective of some Lyon fans, I would imagine that I would look at it in the sense of like them looking at this saying, yeah, we're in a bad shape. Would we be in this bad a shape if there was someone else originally pulling the strings other than Mr. Fast Talk, glad handing?
I'd have to go back.
Also, France is such a weird place.
Yeah.
And so many clubs in France have had problems that there's no guarantee that that's the case.
I'd have to go back and see what their situation was before he over leveraged himself to buy them. Like, I don't know how bad of a spot they were in at that point. But this is what I think Manchester United fans are afraid of, is basically an over leveraged buyout situation, which, look, we see it with Manchester United, where they are the most valuable club in England. They're worth like $4.6 billion, but they're also, hugely in debt. Mm-hmm. So it's a very awkward situation. We'll keep you posted on John Texter and both Defogo and Leon, and if he ever pays his bills. Quickly, because picks of the week we do have. Jarrett, Columbus can't quit Glasgow, basically.
No. Yes.
So it's so funny. Some of the Scottish pundits have been looking up recipes for crow after Wilfred Nancy's won back-to-back games, and Celtic are 3 points out of the top spot after Hearts lost to the Cabbage of Hibs. That was part of picks of the week last week. That created an upset. I think that's the SDH bump. Russell Martin is now linked with Columbus, and Russell Martin you last saw on the touchline for Rangers, but not for very long. If you blinked, you probably didn't see it. I do think, and you're going to know probably a little bit more about him from what you saw at Rangers and his dealings in Glasgow and all that, but I do think on paper, with what we've seen from his teams and what he says about the game, I understand why Columbus would want to talk to him. Because I think he is in the ballpark. As we talk about coaching identities and philosophies, I think he's in the ballpark of being a ball-first team and following a Wilfred Nancy, which would be hilarious for a lot of people in Glasgow. But we'll see if he's damaged goods after a very bad run at Rangers.
4 months, 123 days.
It was bad.
He was at Rangers for 123 days. One league game this year before he was relieved of duty. They were at 8th place when he was shown the door in Glasgow at Ibrox. He is a guy who wants to have the ball. It's ball dominant, control the game with the ball, control the other team with the ball. That the whole philosophy. This is more of John's turf. I don't take away from him the fact that he got Southampton promoted.
Yeah.
Was it 2022?
Yeah. I think the year's right, but yeah.
And because we talk about it whenever we talk about England, how much of a lifeblood it is for those teams, and even if you're a yo-yo team that doesn't yo-yo every year, a la Norwich when they were really doing it a lot, but man, if y'all have never looked up what the revenue is, also go read The Club if you would like to understand the forming of the Premier League in the late 80s, early 90s, and the TV deals therein remain. One of the best parts of that book, also when it talks about the TV deals that used to exist in England, because my God, they were grim. The team that finishes dead last makes so much more money than most teams on this planet.
Yep.
So a guy who got a team promoted, we're not going to overlook that entirely. But I don't know if this work. It's hilarious, admittedly hilarious, simply because of the ties, and this like immortal blood feud now that exists between Scotland and MLS, and it's only going to get worse and worse, and it's going to be hilarious no matter what happens. Jesus.
All right, I'll let you get back to your bloodlust about Scotland and MLS and all the above, but I do have to.
I'm amused by it. Go for it.
I do have to bounce, but I'm retreating back into the upside down, and I will see you guys at some point. I don't know when. I'm sure some more chaos will ensue before anything else happens.
Probably. Take some medicine and stuff.
Yes.
I will.
Pop some NyQuil and
yes.
I will.
Take some NyQuil until you can start seeing sound and then go to sleep.
There you
go. I totally will. That's what will happen.
Oy.
Awesome. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have fun.
Adios.
But again, I don't know if this works. I think it's funny from like a narrative perspective. But again, he did get a team promoted at one point in the championship, and the championship's weird. I mean,
it's tough.
I know.
And he did it with a good style. Like he did it with pretty good soccer. So
it's like Norwich used to do. Norwich was fun to watch when when was Temu Pukki there? Like 2019, 2021, give or take.
Norwich has had a couple different runs like that where they
were fun to watch.
Entertaining. They tried to play.
Slapped around.
Yeah, the challenge is you can play at that level of expenditure in the championship and play good soccer, and then you don't have good enough players to do it against better players. And it's very hard to make that jump. I mean, Vincent Kompany, when he went back up with Burnley and tried to play and looked terrible, and people were like, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing." Well, no, actually, he does, as we're seeing it at Bayern. He just didn't have the players to do it. And I give more respect to coaches who try to play. I always do. I understand why coaches are defensive at times. I understand why coaches sacrifice their style and those sorts of things. I get it, but I'm always going to respect and root for the coaches who try to play and try to do it what I think is the right way.
I'll say it reminds me of Schmetzer in Seattle in 2018, I think it was, when like Schmetzer and also understand this is Brad Friedel talking. Who Brad Friedel was not necessarily the most trustworthy narrator in the story, but that Schmetzer was like, I don't have the bodies to play, so I'm not going to play. I wouldn't even say that, but like they were more defensive because they were banged up and they were waiting for summer transfers to come in to make that team better.
They were just getting Rui Diaz at that point, so yeah.
Yeah, and they were just trying to get the wheels tacked onto that cart and just getting results until so they didn't fly down the table.
Yeah, and that happens sometimes, and it's always interesting.
It was funny.
Yeah. It's always interesting where this stuff goes. I think Russell Martin makes sense to have the conversation. It sounds like it's pretty far down the road. I'll be very curious to see how this goes for Columbus and for the Scottish fans who are now having to pay some attention
Scottish
to MLS.
fans are absolutely tickled by it. The idea that for Celtic fans, the idea that the man who is the shortest tenure in Rangers history, and I'm not being snarky when I say when I say Rangers tenure, I'm not saying like the Sefco 2012.
Yes, you're not doing that.
We're talking overarching Rangers history, shortest tenure in their club's history, and that's a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And for him to now possibly be coming to the club that they took Wilfred Nancy from, where they're kind of pitched into what is now basically become a blood feud with the Columbus Crew fans, is very funny that they're just watching this guy who they laughed at now go to a club that they have built this animosity with. The fans, not necessarily the club itself.
It's chaos.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where this goes, but it sounds like it's pretty far down the road. A bunch of MLS stuff that we'll be talking about on SDH AM and in Morning Espresso tomorrow. But that's not what we do on Soccer Over There all the time. We do
what
sometimes
do we do, Jason?
cross streams.
What do we?
We get into the picks of the week.
Picks of the week.
We'll have picks of the week graphics coming up next week. Jarrett, you didn't get to see it. The new intro for Soccer Over There. Since I don't have picks of the week intro, I'm going to play this again.
Okay.
I was going for like a 1985 NWA on TV.
Yeah,
look.
I was looking at that and I was thinking it's like NORAD and War Games.
What's that, Jared?
It needs like a tracking bar at the bottom, and you need the audio to kind of warp in and out of it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff's a little bit beyond me.
Old Viacom logo, that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with for picks of the week. But let's get into it. Nick has won again, our first back-to-back winner this season. Nick tried to run the table on everybody. He went 6 for 6.
Wow.
Was way ahead. It doesn't even really matter like what game broke it because he won the first 6. Parma didn't really break it because I had Parma as well. We both had that. I came in second. There really wasn't one. He got Parma, which was 1 of 2 people to get that. He got Dagon to win theirs, which was 1 of 2 people to get that. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of just steady until the Cabbage ended up breaking his run. Sophia was the only one who got the Cabbage. No, I had the cabbage. Sorry, I did too. But
So you took the cabbage.
I took the cabbage. So we both had the cabbage, but neither one could get through it. Drew got the draw in the Cameroon Cote d'Ivoire game. He was the only one to get that. So your final numbers. I actually got the prop bet too, but it would not have been enough. Even if Cameroon had won, I would not have caught Nick. Nick won with 1171, one of the higher totals of the season. I came in second with 699. Then it was Sophia with 270. Then it was, who was next? Drew with 86. Maddie with 31. Jarrett, you've not been doing so good as of late. You were minus 206. And John, you haven't been doing so good all season long. You were minus 314.
Excellent.
Listen, we've talked about this before, Jason. I do this the same way I played foot golf, which I think you once described as like a very John Daly approach of just swinging as hard as possible. And if it connected, it went really well. And when it didn't, it went 5 feet off to the side with a side spin that rolled it back to 3 feet. That is the way I approach picks of the week too.
That sounds about right. You have 3 wins for the season. I have 3 wins for the season. Nick has 4 wins for the season now.
Wow.
It does make sense that we would be your top 3 in the overall points. Nick on 58-35.
Wow.
Jarrett, you're still holding me off for now, but I'm catching you. I started badly, but I've been on a little bit better run lately.
You had to get warmed up a bit. It's very Mark Teixeira of you.
You know, I try.
Slow starts of the year, get warmed up.
You are on 39.99, Jarrett. I'm on 37.55. Then it is Sophia in 4th on 29.59. Drew on 27.46. Maddie on 25.18. And John?
Mm-hmm.
John.
Mm-hmm.
Nick had 11.71 last week.
Yep.
You've got 14.80 for the season.
Good on me.
It's going badly, John.
I'm aware of this.
Why? What's happening? You picked a lot of draws last week, and it didn't work. You didn't get any of them right.
Well, that's what happens when you pick draws all the time.
But you used to pick draws all the time.
Yeah.
And then you said, I'm not picking draws all the time anymore.
Yeah, and then I tried to go strategically and trying to figure out selections and pluses and numbers and juice boxes to try to better.
That didn't work either.
Look, my fantasy football team went 3-25 this year. I'm not saying that I'm having the best season of all of this.
How did you go 3-25? How many weeks do you guys play? What were you doing, like Canadian fantasy football?
I wish. No, what we do in our league is we play the standard number of weeks, and you get a win or a loss with the actual result. But if you get over the league median in points scored, you either get another win or a loss. So you literally could get blown out. You could be 0-2.
Get a win.
Yeah, you could get blown out and get a win.
You could lose and get a win, and even that's okay. Now I understand why you're doing so badly, because that's way too complicated.
Yeah, and so this year, I had for the first 7 weeks that we played, I had a player injured in game. And
that's about how I am with fantasy sports.
Yeah, so so I started a fire sale practically around week 8 or 9, and was basically, I had one of the other individuals in my fantasy football league basically try to yell at me for a trade because he said, "You're not competing, and you need to trade these people."
Well, you weren't.
And he said,
someone did that. If someone
you were trying, but you weren't competing very well.
And and this individual spelled your Y-O-U-R.
If someone comes to me and yells and tells me, you need to trade your players off, I'm just locking them all down out of spite at that point and not doing it. Like, I'm going to compete, but I'm not giving away my good players to you.
Well, and
like, I'm sitting on Michael Wilson, fantasy season winner for many leagues of the Arizona Cardinals, just barely missed my playoffs by 1 game. And I didn't let him go. I'm not trading or releasing him. Y'all can eat my dust.
Yeah. And so what I did
drag it from my cold dead hands.
I traded to other individuals and now have 5 picks in the first 24 in the upcoming draft for next year.
4 card, that was worse than John. That's really bad. 4 card minus 556. Wow.
Got to almost try it. That.
Wow.
Eesh. That's.
Well, no, it's almost worse watching the Falcons after they've been eliminated from the playoffs and they start winning games up 14-0.
That's why I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Not watching.
Yeah.
Not watching.
Yeah.
So John, you're bad. That's basically all I have.
I'm aware of this. This has been the year of bad, so it's not a surprise.
You have won one this week, at least sometime. Or you've won one this season.
Yeah.
Maddie has not.
See?
She's in next to last overall,
Mm-hmm.
but she's like 1,000 better than you.
So then what matters more, weekly wins, or points?
Well, in your case, you're not really doing well with either, so you really don't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, it's like winning a cup or winning the league. You want to win both. You want to do the double.
I don't know.
Right now, Nick's doing the double.
I kind of feel like it's like he's doing the Texas. He's trying to argue the Texas Tech philosophy of the like mid 2010s, where they would early mid 2010s, where they would score 70 points a game but give up 80.
Yeah,
it's like, we don't have the wins, but we're putting up the points.
Yeah, Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree would score a lot of points, but they wouldn't get a whole lot of wins.
Yeah. So
man, go look up the numbers Patrick Mahomes was putting up at Texas Tech. It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Absurd. All right, let's get into picks of the week this week. Nick brought some chaos in his 4 selections. I brought more chaos. We're either in, 3. We're in somewhere between 2 and 4 new countries that we have never been to.
Cool.
We're going to start tracking this for 2026. Yep. Jared is in charge. He's going to do a map.
He's going to get the Animaniacs map for us.
I think it can be that. Just don't get us sued, please. Can you try not to, break any copyrights?
I will try not to get us sued by Warner Brothers
or Rand McNally.
1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3 different leagues that we are going to for the first time this week.
John, if I could, I would go to the school box, if the school box is still open, the store, and get a giant pull down Rand McNally map that you probably all had on your walls growing up.
Absolutely.
I don't know if pull down. I don't know if Rand McNally is very online, so you might be okay there. They're kind of old.
Yeah,
they might not catch it.
Yeah, maybe. If I can get the giant map to pull down, I will put it behind us.
I almost on TikTok, I saw one of the ads on TikTok Shop for something that they were advertising as a big ass calendar.
There you go.
I almost got that for John. It's like the size of the wall. I almost got it. That would have been funny because instead he has, how many different calendars do you have right now?
2 for 26 and 4 for 25.
Yeah. Yep.
Do they procreate throughout the year? Is this what we should be expecting? Like
a new one emerges for the summer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do your calendars create a nuclear family going into the next year?
Yes, they do actually.
It seems like it.
Yes, it's a nuclear accident instead of a nuclear family.
That's accurate.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see if you can avoid some accidents on picks of the week this week. Let's start on Tuesday. West Ham and Brighton. That was Nick's pick. West Ham is the rare home underdog here, but they're not very good this year, so that's not really a shock. They're plus 210. The draw's plus 260. Brighton plus 120. West Ham, I don't think we've had them on picks of the week this season.
No, because they suck.
Well, that hasn't stopped us before.
That's rude.
The Hammers, the Irons.
Terrible teams on these things all the time.
Yeah, seriously. We've had relegation battles in both France and Spain. The Academy of Football, except this year not so much. They were founded in 1895 as the Thames Ironworks FC. They were a works team. We have a lot of teams that started as works teams.
Yeah.
They were a works team for shipyard employees along the River Thames. Industrial roots, that's why you got the Hammers, that's why the Irons, yada, yada, yada.
They're getting relegated.
They are one of the most decorated English clubs without a league title. But they've won the FA Cup 3 times, 64, 75, and 80. They have 2 European trophies. The European Cup Winners' Cup of 1965
and
the Conference League of 2023.
Yep.
They were also very instrumental in England's 1966 World Cup win. Bobby Moore, Jeff Hurst, Martin Peters, all key contributors. West Ham proudly claimed that they won the World Cup for England. That was a long time ago. But
yeah.
that's
the referee. Can I be mean and say the referees won the World Cup for England?
That's a little harsh. But
that has never stopped me.
I didn't say it was inaccurate. I just said it was a little harsh. We'll see if England can win a tournament that they don't host. That'll be the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton, the Seagulls.
Sorry, the Falcons are pissing me off again.
I thought you were laughing about seagulls. I was like, man, it's not that good of a nickname. We've had better.
The Rams had a chance to for the middle eight to like tie the game. So they're down 14. They could have scored a touchdown with under 2 minutes to go, then gotten the ball out of half to tie it at 14 instead. Matt Stafford threw an interception. Bijan Robinson just ran 93 yards.
Oh,
Absurd.
I hate this team so much.
Yeah.
Where the hell was this during the early part of the season? I hate you all so much.
I am not watching for my sanity. Founded in 1901, Brighton. Pretty much lower divisions until getting to the first division for the first time in 1979. They had to bounce around in the 90s into the 2000s before opening their stadium. They went through a few different places that they were until opening the Amex in 2011.
Yep.
Qualified for European competition for the first time in club history in 2023 in the Europa League. They kind of came out of nowhere to be pretty good. Like they're in the pretty good category in the Premier League these days. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
The pretty goods.
Yeah. They're in the Hall of good.
The not going to get relegated and the not often going to get into European competitions.
Yep.
They're in the pretty goods.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrett, what are you picking in this game? And John, you got to write these down.
I am.
I'll take the Seagulls.
With better handwriting than you have been, please.
That's dope, the buddy.
There's been a couple that I had to.
I'm going to say Seagulls.
You're going Brighton on the road.
I'm going to go Brighton. I also fondly like to think of like De Zerbi era, and until he like went functionally insane on the mainland.
Yeah, he did.
Like it was fun for a minute, and then he went to the mainland. Like, oh, he's actually insane. We have problems.
I lost my respect for De Zerbi when he did his thing about Ismail Kone, which was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I thought he looked very foolish doing that.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, so you're going Brighton. John, what are you picking?
Brighton.
You're going Brighton as well.
Yep.
I am going to. What am I going to do? Let me see.
You're going to give West Ham their third win of the year?
No, I don't feel like that. I'm going to go draw, though. I think West Ham is going to start to get into full relegation scrap mode.
Well, and they're thinking about sacking Nuno, and they're also thinking about bringing Slaven Bilic back.
I mean, none of that sounds good for anybody whatsoever. Wednesday, let's go to Ghana. It is the Bibiani Gold Stars against. They're hosting Mediama, two teams that we've never had before. We have done the Ghana Premier League before, though, but we've not had these two teams. The Golden Boys, the Bibiani Gold Stars. Founded in 98 as the Complex Stars, they later rebranded, ownership ties to the local gold mining industry. There you go. Why they're the Gold Stars. They earned promotion to the Premier League in 2021. They won the Ghana Premier League in 2024, and they qualified for the Champions League in Africa because of that. Mediama SC, they are the mauve and yellow. That's not all that appealing. Modern identity goes back to 2011. They emerged from the acquisition and relocation of Kesben FC. They're in the western region of Ghana. They won their first Ghana Premier League title in 23, so the year before. They became the first club from Ghana's western region to compete in the CAF Champions League group stage. So it is the Mediama SC and Bibiani Gold Stars. We have no odds on this one.
We do.
Do you?
Yes.
Where did you find them?
Odds Portal.
Okay.
Okay.
We will take your odds. What do you have?
Bibiani is a plus 129.
Okay.
90-minute draw is a plus 170.
Wait a minute. Hold on. 129.
Plus 129.
Draw.
Plus 170.
Okay.
Mediama plus 210.
Okay, not all that different than kind of where we were in the default, but we'll take it. anything else on these two in the Ghana Premier League this year.
You want standings?
Yeah, if you have them handy. I was about to pull them.
Mediyama second in the table on goal difference. They played 15 matches. They are at 30 points at 8-6-1. They've scored 21, given up 10. They are unbeaten in their last 5. They've won 2 of their last 3. Bibiani is fourth in the table at 28 points. They have won 3 of 4. They have won 2 in a row. They're at they have 16 goals scored, 17 goals against. They are once again in fourth place. They're the home team in this matchup, 2 points below Mediyama in the table.
So they're fourth in the table, but they're a -1 goal difference.
Yes.
That's not generally good. It's not. They have given up a good number of goals, which is a little surprising for being where they are in the table. But they started kind of bad. They lost 2 of their first 3 at the beginning. They've been somewhat up and down since, honestly. Like, they haven't really been killing it either way. Okay. This is kind of an interesting one. I don't really know where to go yet. John, what are you picking?
Draw.
You're going draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of Mediyama's form, having been unbeaten in 5, and Bibiani, they lost 2 of 3 before snapping that with the 2-game win streak, and so I'll go with the draw here.
Just remember, all of that analysis was from somebody who is in last place.
Yep.
Just in case.
Absolutely true.
Just in case you're thinking about that.
Yep.
Jarrett, what are you picking?
I'm taking a draw. I don't have an analysis for it.
I'm going with Mediyama. I don't trust the Gold Stars. They give up too many goals for my liking. I'm going for Mediyama on the road. The mauve and yellow. Mauve. All right, let's go Thursday. And this is the one I can't remember if we've called a game from this country or not before. I know we've called some of their teams in competitions, but I don't know if we've done a game from the Jamaican Premier League. I'm not sure.
I think we have.
Yeah.
I kind of think we have. I do. But, okay, so we'll go what we have. We have not called either one of these 2 teams, though. Treasure Beach FC hosting the Chapelton Maroons. Do you have odds on this one, John?
No, I have odds on action from today, but nothing on New Year's Day.
All right, so that means we're default. So +100, draw +125, road team +150. So Treasure Beach, founded in 93. They're based in St. Elizabeth Parish. The region is better known for fishing and tourism than top flight football. Okay. They earned promotion in 2023, first time they'd ever been promoted. And they became the first club from that parish to compete in the Jamaican Premier League in more than 40 years. So it's in the southern portion of Jamaica. Chapelton Maroons. They are based in Clarendon Parish, and they take their name from the historic Maroons, communities formed by formerly enslaved Africans who resisted colonial rule in Jamaica. They have been a yo-yo team as of late. Earned promotion to the Premier League, got relegated, came back up. They've been a little all over the place. They have had to really develop players from within. This is not a club that has a lot of cash to work with. Treasure Beach and the Chapelton Maroons. Do you have the league table, John?
I do.
What is it?
Treasure Beach is 12th. They've played 10 matches. They're 3-3-4. They have scored 12. They've given up 13. They have 12 points overall, and they are 1-1-1 in their last 3 matches.
They are just above the relegation spots.
Correct. And okay. Chapelton is in the first relegation spot on goal difference.
So this is a big game.
They have 12 points also on the season, but they have only scored 9 goals this year. They've given up 17, and they are winless in their last 4. And apparently, the match with Tivoli has gone into the postponed stage. So, Chapelton 12 points, 7 goals behind Treasure Beach. Once again, they've only scored 9, but they've given up 17 in 11 matches so far this season. However, Spanish Town Police are 2-2-10. They've given up 39 goals already this season, and that's why they're at the bottom of the table, but they've won 2 of their last 3. But yes, it is 2 teams at 12 points hovering around the relegation zone.
Let's see if we have any. I don't think we have any history with these 2. So yeah, this is kind of flying blind. Neither team has, like, they both do the green and black and yellow in the logos, but neither team is incredible with the logos. I think Treasure Beach is not bad. It's got an anchor, like it's a crest, and they do the like green and black kind of quadrants, but the anchor helps divide the lower quadrants.
Okay.
That's not bad. The font's pretty plain. The maroons, it's very clip art. There's swords. There's a ball. It's a badge.
Is it good
kind of
clip art?
thing? No, not really.
Because we've seen some good tacky clip art.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not the Kakamega Homeboys. It's not. It's
ears of corn for no good reason.
That's the best part about it. It absolutely makes no sense. The Maroons have had some other logos, it looks like, that I think are better, but I digress. Maybe they feel like this was an upgrade. I don't know. Let's see. Here is the Maroons, if I can get it to come up here and there. See, it's very clip artish.
I like how it's
They were supposed to play October 26th and December 7th, and both of those matches were postponed.
Okay.
If the laurels at the bottom were corn, we would be talking.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have, if you're going to do that, like really get crazy with it, they did not. They unfortunately did not. I was trying to see if there was anything else interesting about these two. So this is their first, or no, this is not their first. They had a really good start. The Maroons had a really good start to the season and then have fallen off. So that's kind of your storylines in it. I am going to go with Treasure Beach in this one. I think they're going to stay out of the relegation zone. Jared.
I'm going to go Treasure Beach.
Going with the home team. John.
Treasure Beach.
Treasure Beach. All right, it's all Treasure Beach. We'll see what everybody else picks. Let's go to Northern Ireland. I don't think we've called a game from the Northern Ireland Premiership. That was one that I did not think we had visited. It is Larne FC and Coleraine FC. Do you have odds on this one, John?
Efforting. Northern Ireland in the Premiership. So, no, they stop on January. Well, wait. So Larne and Coleraine?
Yeah.
January 2nd? Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
This is a 1 versus 2 matchup, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So this is a big game in Northern Ireland.
2:45 kick, January 2nd.
What do you got?
Larne is a plus 147.
Okay.
Draws a plus 210.
Okay.
Coleraine is a plus 188.
Okay, a little bit tighter. All right. Larne. So this is 1 versus 2, correct? I want to make sure I got that.
This is 1 versus 2.
Larne is your top team?
Yes, by 6 points.
So they are the top team by a little bit. They're an old team. They were founded in 1889. Much of their history was outside of the top tier. They have established themselves in the modern Premiership era. Significant investment. I wonder what significant investment in the Northern Irish Premiership is. No, I don't even know if John Texter would try to rip somebody off to own this team.
Well, because they beat his ass in a bar.
Oh my God, Northern Ireland. We wouldn't find him.
Yeah. He would know better than to try that one there.
Well, I don't know if you know better, but yeah.
No.
Somebody would protect him from himself.
He's done enough things that are shady. He knows he can probably get away with. He knows not to go try to wreck somebody in Northern Ireland because he ain't coming back. That's why he hasn't done anything in Argentina. Larne FC, their total market value of their roster is $2.78 million.
Okay.
So that's your significant investment we're talking about. They won their first league titles in club history, winning the Premiership in 23 and in 24. They qualified for the Europa Conference League phase in 24 as well. Coleraine FC, founded in 1927. They represent the town of Coleraine on the River Bann. They are known as the Bandsiders. They won their only top flight league title in 1974. 4. Pretty rare that the teams outside of Belfast win in Northern Ireland. Coleraine has won the Irish Cup 6 times, though, most recently in 2018, and they have qualified for European competition through the Cup success. So 1 versus 2. Anything else from the table on this one, John, you want to throw into the mix?
What is that supposed to be on their logo?
What's
it
that?
Looks like Colerain's logo. The fish I get, but it looks like two salt shakers on the side of the logo, but with
they like salty fish.
I don't know, but they look like salt shakers with pom poms on the top.
This is kind of funky.
I don't know,
this is kind of weird.
Looks like Gallagher's hair.
Let's see if we can bring that to the table and discuss. Coleraine, you got fish. What is that a tree?
I don't know. That's what I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Now I'm thinking it's like a lab beaker.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Let's see if I can find out.
Like a palm tree that's kind of.
But do they have palm trees in Northern Ireland? Because I wouldn't think that they do.
No.
I'm confused.
Yeah. Trying to go through the, let's see, honors and matches and UEFA ranking. Let's see. 18, 19. It doesn't mention. Well, actually, tell you what. If we added the word logo or crest. So if we add the word crest to Coleraine FC, then maybe we can get an explainer. Oh, okay. All right. So the current club crest is a modified version of a crest that has been in use since 1927, only minor alterations having been made throughout the years, based on the shield element of Coleraine Borough Council's coat of arms. The waves represent the River Bann, on which the town of Coleraine is situated, and the 4 ports and harbors to be found in the local region. You see there's 4 waves, and so each one represents a port or harbor found in the local region.
Very detailed. Somebody got a bonus for that.
On these sits a football representing the sport played by the club. This replaces the cross of St. Patrick from the council's arms. The 2 wheat sheaves represent the local agricultural industry, while the fish is a salmon representing a section of the River Bann called the Salmon Leap, where salmon can be seen jumping. The crest is shown in the club colors of blue and white, whereas different and more colors are used on the council's arms.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I like it.
It won me over.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it at first, but now I'm kind of intrigued by them.
So that is your that is from our friends at footballcrests.com, by the way.
Wow. I'm going to have to bookmark that one. Yeah, seriously. That's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah, you keep it bookmarked just in case it is.
A little more. Yeah, seriously. A little more on Larne.
Your phone's already compromised. We'll just use yours.
Yeah.
So, yes. Larne were founding members of the Irish League in 1890.
Larne, what do you got?
Not Larne. No. They spent most of the next century, after being founding members, they spent most of the next century outside of the top flight.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, they got a cool little ship logo. I mean,
yeah,
it's simple, but it works.
They're in a small port town as well, so they're outside of Belfast. Yeah, interesting. I need to learn more about their significant investment in 2018 that has gotten them into the conference league group phase. All these things.
There you go.
The SDH, the SDH 2026 New Year's resolution is just going to be him mentally and emotionally investing more in the Northern Irish League.
Sure. I mean, that's what we do. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You never know. There might be a player who pops
up
in there, and we know.
Joking.
No. It's like, yeah, cool. We'll start a podcast.
I mean, dude, we've been finding players that we need to pick up from watching AFCON.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Larne leading the table. Coleraine second. Can they make a jump here? John, what do you got?
Well, Larne, they're in festive fixtures as well. Larne is going to be coming off a matchup at home against 6th place Cliftonville. who is 19 points behind them currently in the table. And that
sounds like a high school in Arkansas.
That one is tomorrow. So they'll be coming off of that matchup, heading into the match with Coleraine. Coleraine, losers of 2 in a row, by the way, and 6 points back of Larne, currently will be playing Linfield at Coleraine tomorrow. And so both of those teams are coming in with 2-match losing streaks. Something's got to give. Coleraine will be coming into that matchup.
Did you just use something's got to give?
Of course,
with the Northern Irish Premiership.
I did. Yes.
Oh my God.
So Larne so far this season has only given up 9 goals in their first 20 matches. They've scored 34, so their goal difference is plus 25. Coleraine has played 2 more matches. They've scored 43, but they've also given up 20. So
that's even more my kind of team.
Yeah. So Coleraine has lost 2 in a row coming into festive fixtures week. Larne has won 3 in a row, and they're unbeaten in 5, and they have a record of 15-3-2 in their first 20. And believe it or not, they play the split.
Yeah, that's stupid. I blame Scotland.
There you go. So that's your festive fixtures lead into this matchup on the weekend.
Make a pick.
Larne.
I'm picking Larne as well. Jarrett?
Coleraine.
He's going with Coleraine because of the logo.
I'm reading up on Larne's financial investments.
Who is it?
Kenny Bruce is co-founder of Purple Bricks, which is a British real estate company.
Okay. I could have went a few different directions. I wasn't sure how that was going to go.
No, I was very quick to help you there. They made the Champions League qualifiers in 2023.
Wow.
Yep.
Lost to HJK Helsinki 1-0.
Not bad.
Then in 24-25, they beat Lincoln Red Imps to make the league stage of the UEFA Conference League.
Nice. They beat the Red Imps. Yeah, they were the first ones to get there. They beat the Red Imps. All right. Yeah, I like Larne. I'm a fan of Larne. I'm gonna learn about their new benefactors though.
Yes.
It's more than Brendan Rodgers ever did. Brendan Rodgers lost to Red Imps.
Yeah, it's true. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Cyprus. Another one. I don't think we've ever done a game from the Cypriot First Division. Do you have odds on the Cyprus First Division, John?
Efforting, sir.
That actually, they might be really sketchy, but I would not be surprised if you had odds there.
So which matchup are we having here?
It is Ethnikos against AEL.
Oh, you mean I have? Okay, so I have ACHNAS Aknas. Is that the one?
Ethnikos Aknas. Yes.
Okay, so Aknas and AEL Limassol.
Yes, yes.
We got
what I said, but yes,
we got odds.
Okay, what do we have?
Let's see. Aknas is a plus 190.
190.
Draw is a plus 243.
243.
And AEL Limassol is a plus 122 on the road.
Oh, there. AEL Limassol I've heard of. I have not heard of Ethnikos Aknas. So they're commonly known as Ethnikos. They were founded in 1968 in the village of Akna. And they've been pretty much a regular in the first division since the 90s. They won the Intertoto Cup in UEFA in 2006, the only Cypriot team to qualify for the UEFA Cup via the Intertoto route. That doesn't exist anymore, thankfully, because that was even more confusing.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
I remember the Intertoto Cup, I remember hearing about it, but it was, I think essentially what's replaced it is the qualifying rounds for the Europa League and the Conference League. It was kind of a way for smaller teams to get more games against one another and qualify for these things. So they won the Intertoto Cup. They have been to the Cypriot Cup final twice. They've never won a major domestic trophy, though. AEL Limassol, the Blue Yellows, the Lions, they were founded in 1930, one of the oldest clubs in Cyprus. 6 first division titles, 7 cups, multiple super cups. They were a founding member of the Cyprus First Division in 1934.
Man.
The Cyprus First Division goes way back. So the road team, the Lions, the Blue Yellows of Limassol, they are the favorites here. What's the table looking like, John?
They are in 7th currently, Limassol, after 15 matches played. They are 6-3-6. They've scored 19, given up 22, so they have a goal difference of -3. They have 21 points in the overall, and they have hit each column once in their last 3. They were unbeaten in 4 before losing last time out to AEK Larnaca, who is third currently in the table leading into this matchup. Aknas is currently in 11th place out of 14. 15 matches played, a record of 4-2-9. They have scored 17 goals this season. They have given up 29, goal difference of -12. They are in 11th on goals allowed, and that is the first tiebreaker apparently, because they have the same number of goal difference is the same with Ammonia Aradipu, and Aknas has also lost 5 in a row coming into this matchup. So that's where we are.
Okay. I have Ethnikos' logo for you guys to peruse. Let's get that. Let's go here. You know, we could have these ahead of time, but what fun would that be?
Exactly.
Ethnikos. There you go. I guess that's the islands?
I believe so.
That would be my assumption. I don't know what it says. I'm sorry. I cannot help you with any of that.
Hang on. We're going to our friends at
I mean, I'm sure it probably says Ethnikos Aknas.
That'd be my guess, yeah.
That's FC probably is in there somewhere.
Yeah, it is an FC. That is correct.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wow, Getty Images actually has.
Actually, my assumption. Well, no, that one. Comparing it to some others, I think it says Ethnikos at the bottom, and then the rest, I don't know. Maybe Association Football Club or something.
Let's see.
I feel like this is a Rorschach test now because I'm wondering if that's a face.
I did the same thing. I'm
looking at it like, oh, that's a face. No,
if
it's
I
not.
stare at this long enough, I'm going to have problems.
I'm like, is it a face? I don't know if it's a face.
Well, I mean, it looks like. I mean, it looks like you see. No, but I mean, you look low right, and that's Cyprus. So is that the entire? Is that all of Cyprus and all of the territories?
I'm assuming we have Greek with this club as well. That would be my assumption.
Yeah,
that factors into it. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I think this was the logo. I think this is why I picked this game, because of this logo. I was like, okay. There is an Ethnikos Piraeus in Greece.
Yeah.
So I wonder about I know Cyprus and Greece, obviously the connections, but I wonder with this club specifically that has multiple Brazilians, because everybody has Brazilians. They've got a couple Portuguese, they've got a Moroccan, they got a Ukrainian, they got a Frenchman, they got a Spaniard, they got a Romanian, they got an Argentine on loan from Godoy Cruz. They have another Argentine who's not on loan. We need some Americans to go to Ethnikos or Aknas. It needs to happen.
Hashtag the Believers.
The Believers.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to their Instagram account, the official Instagram account of Ethnikos Aknas, hashtag the Believers.
Oh, it's not good when you click the link. Well, I mean, it is on Wikipedia, but you click the link and it is not. The domain is not connected to a website yet.
No, it's
nobody.
No,
that's not good for a professional club.
No,
somehow safer than what I would expect John to do.
Well, there's that. All right, we need to make picks. I am going to go for the draw here. I'm going to go for the draw on this one.
All right.
John.
Limassol.
Jared.
Ethnikos.
Okay. We're all over the place. Let's go to Italy. It is Roma and Atalanta.
No, we not.
That's true. Roma Atalanta on Saturday. Roma plus 120. Draw plus 225. Atalanta plus 225. Roma, founded in 1927, a merger of 3 Roman clubs. Roma has rich European history, Cup Winners' Cup trophy in 1961, Champions League final in 1984 when they lost to Liverpool on penalties. Their emblem, the wolf suckling Romulus and Remus.
Yep.
Reflects Rome's foundational myth and has become one of the most iconic identities in world football.
Also was not in the FIFA games, I think, for the longest time. Still might not be.
I don't think they are.
Yeah. So if you go play in the Italian leagues in FIFA, I think it still is
there's quite a few Italian clubs that are not there, and I don't think they have made their way in.
Yeah.
Don't think they have. I have to double check, but I don't think that they have. I've gotten back into the Ultimate Team on EAFC lately. I don't think I have any Roman
whatever
players
it's called, FIFA, EAFC, whatever.
Atalanta.
They're not paying me, so I'm not gonna.
I play their game. It's gotten me hooked. I got Maradona in my draft thing, and I've liked playing Maradona and scoring goals. I can't afford the Maradona card in Ultimate Team because, like, if I needed to buy it on my own, it's like 1.5 million points or whatever, and I don't have that. So you do the draft mode, and you get like a crazy, weird, like superstar team of stuff. So I have like the last one I did. It was Maradona, Mbappe, Iniesta.
Good God,
Rivaldo. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And Alphonso Davies as my left back. So, why not? Let's go to Atalanta. They were founded in 1907. We've covered them lately, named after the mythological Greek heroine Atalanta, famous for her speed and hunting prowess. They were a yo-yo for a long time. They've established themselves in the last few decades in Serie A. Champions League qualifications, got to the quarterfinals in 20, their best performance in Europe. They have developed young players. They have brought in players and developed them further. They have been able to compete with the elite without being an elite financial side. Although they do not have their man Gasparini anymore, so they're not quite where they've been, but they're not bad, but they're not quite what they've been lately with him gone now. So this one's kind of interesting because of that. What are you going with, John?
Atalanta.
You're going Atalanta on the road. I'm going draw here again. I don't trust Roma.
I'm going Roma.
I'm going draw. Let's go to Sunday. 2 games. We'll go to Spain first. La Liga, Mallorca, and Girona. Not the sexiest of games, but I did learn that Mallorca are known as Los Piratas. We have another pirate team. That's cool. They were founded in 1916 in Palma. They had their most successful era in the late 1990s and early 2000s. They won the Copa del Rey in 2003, runners-up in the Cup Winners' Cup in UEFA in 99. Absolute yo-yo club. They always have been. Girona, founded in 1930. They were mostly outside of the top flight until they're mostly outside top flight in their history. They earned their first promotion in 2017. They finished 3rd in La Liga in 24 and got to the Champions League for the first time. They have had investment, and it is Guardiola's brother, so they're like City Football Group affiliated. They're not
City adjacent.
Yeah, they are not part of the CFG, but they are adjacent to it, and it has helped them quite a bit. Plus 125 for Mallorca, draw plus 220, Girona plus 230. What's the table looking like, John?
Let's see. Mallorca 13th at 18 points, unbeaten in their last 4, but 3 of those have been draws. 19 goals scored, 24 allowed, goal difference of -5. They are behind Osasuna. 4 teams at 18 points, separated by 4 goals in goal difference, which separates 12th through 15th. And Girona is the first team in the relegation zone at 15 points. They've lost 2 of 3. 3 wins in the first 17 matches. They've given up 33 goals this season. They have only scored 15, goal difference of -18. Thusly, it is 13 v 18 in the table.
Okay. Jarrett, what are you picking?
I can't bring myself to not pick a draw in this one. I say that as the person who has also made 2 very reckless picks in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's true. It's not a bad pick. I don't want to do it, but it's not a bad pick. I'm going to go Mallorca. I'm going with the Piratas.
I don't want to do it because it feels like a cop out, but I won't do it.
I'm going with the Pirates.
So what did you guys do in the Serie A matchup?
I went draw.
Okay.
Roma.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going Mallorca here.
Okay, so you're going Mallorca and Jared's going draw. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. All right.
What are you picking?
I said Mallorca.
You're going Mallorca.
Yeah.
All right, and I know we've never called a game from this league before.
Yeah.
The Bermuda Premier Division.
Okay.
It looks like X-Roads Warriors, but they say Crossroads Warriors, I've learned, against the Paget Lions. And the Crossroads Warriors have an incredible logo. And I mean incredible.
How incredible is it?
It is absolutely why this game.
He's going to share it in just a minute.
Because of this logo. Wow.
Processing PNG. Whoa.
What am I looking at?
I
It
don't.
looks like that.
I don't know.
The colors and the feathers are reminding me of like the mid 90s in elementary school at Thanksgiving when your teachers would make you do like Thanksgiving things. And yeah,
That's like the Zogs from the MISL.
That's that honestly, it looks like that could be an indoor soccer league logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it probably could. It's something.
That's an old school like that team lined up against the Atlanta Attack.
No, that league actually had some like decent stuff. They would have lined up in the US ISL against like the Gwinnett County Steamers or something. That they existed.
That's outstanding. I'm picking them. You, John, just put me down for that alone.
So, it's written as X-Roads Warriors.
No,
Crossroads makes sense.
It's called Crossroads. It refers to a road junction in Bermuda. It comes from a real crossroads in Smith's Parish. So they're one of the few senior clubs in the world essentially named after local directions.
Nice.
They have been even though they're in the Premier Division, they reached it for the first time in 2016. They were founded in the early 90s sometime. They've been very amateur, very community club. They've been a yo-yo bouncing back and forth between the top two. They have one of the smallest budgets in the division. So, yeah. Not a whole lot going on for the Crossroads Warriors, except for that amazing logo. The team they're playing has a pretty good logo themselves. It doesn't quite compare because, I mean, come on. But the Paget Lions never give up, always strive for greatness.
It's not as good, but I like it.
Yeah.
In a different world, I'm like, yeah, that's great.
That's like a private school.
It does have that feel.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit of the uppity private school feel to it, just a little bit. The Lions of soccer, though. I like that. Never give up. They're John Cena fans.
Never give up, never surrender.
They represent Paget Parish. They have spent a lot of time in the Bermuda Premier Division, but they're not like a constant. Anything else on them? Not really.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot on the Bermuda League, unfortunately. Do you have the table?
Yes.
What is it?
The X-Roads Warriors are
Crossroads Warriors.
Well, I'm looking at the table. It says X-Roads.
I went through the whole thing. I thought it was X-Roads too, but then I did my research into the Crossroads, and I specified.
So then the Crossroads Warriors
Thank you.
are in 6th place of the 10-team league. First 9 matches of the season, they are 3-4-2. They have 3 draws in their last 5 matches.
Okay.
And 18 goals allowed, 18 goals scored, 13 points. So they are behind the Devonshire Cougars on goal difference with 13 points so far this season.
Okay.
The Paget Lions.
Cougars.
The Paget Lions are 7th in the table, but they have only won once in their first 8. They are 1-3-4. They have only scored 10 goals so far this season. They have given up 14, and they have lost 3 of 5 themselves. They have 6 points on the season, and they are ahead of St. George's on goal difference in the battle of 7th and 8th. YMSC and Boulevard currently are the 2 teams that are in the relegation zone with 4 points and 2, respectively.
Okay.
So it is 6 versus 7 in the Premier Division.
Out of how many?
10.
Out of 10. So bottom, like top of the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, well, and technically they're the bottom of the top half, considering they're tied with 13 points with Devonshire Cougars.
I was trying to find anything else about these teams.
They have only played once in their careers against each other, and the Crossroads Warriors won that matchup.
Oh, that's good. Good work on that one. The head coach for the Crossroads Warriors, Farid El Karfa, is Moroccan, and he recently completed the CAF A license course. I do have that for you.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So how did he get to Bermuda? He played for a team and then stuck around.
The wrong turn at Albuquerque. You should have taken the wrong right turn at Albuquerque.
What?
Let's see.
Jason's brain's actively bleeding.
What? What? Explain your reference.
Bugs Bunny, whenever he would pop out of the hole. I know I should have taken that right turn at Albuquerque when he would always get lost.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I mean, that
Jason's eyes just started doing like an SOS Morse code blink.
It feels like a deep cut, and I'm just like, what is he doing?
And apparently you can get coaching sessions with Farid El Karfa. Click here to sign up.
That's cool.
So you can get a coaching session with Farid El Karfa, and you can get the Warriors football either yellow or purple tees for $22, and the stripe away jersey for $60.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but I already have enough problems explaining things that I learned.
He did the UEFA A license as well, so he's a very well-educated head coach. He won a title. He's in his second year with the Warriors. He won a title with somebody else here recently. Or no, he's the one who got them into the first division and then got replaced. And then he came back. I like our Moroccan manager for the Warriors. I'm taking the Warriors.
And I think it's safe to say
the shipping is probably more than the jersey, yes.
Probably.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, especially now in 2026.
I'm thinking that Darren Scott and Darius Woolridge are brothers. Darren Scott plays in the midfield, and Darius is an attacker for the X-Roads Warriors.
The Crossroads Warriors.
Crossroads Warriors.
Come on.
Them too.
The speed limit on the island is like 25? Wow.
We're going to show them the respect they deserve.
Our motto is knowledge, faith, victory.
I like it. No, the reason the cartoon reference one, I haven't seen Bugs Bunny in probably 30 plus years. Two, I thought he was tying Bermuda into the conversation. He just went off the beaten path.
Yeah, you were wondering how he ended up in Bermuda, and I just said he should have taken the right turn.
We took the wrong turn.
No. I was wondering, yes. But I thought your reference included a Bermuda reference.
Oh, no.
Because I thought it might actually fit what I said.
Oh, no.
But no, it didn't. It was just random.
Yes.
That's why my brain broke and leaked out of my ears.
Message from the president. Crossroads uses the universal language of football to bring positive values to all segments of the Smiths Parish community and Bermuda public at large. Our core values emphasize sacrifice, leadership, discipline, and hard work. In addition to the excellent junior and senior football programs, Crossroads functions as an outreach program for young people to interact and experience a sense of camaraderie, support, and positive community life. Crossroads emphasizes that football is more than a game. It is a way of life enjoyed by millions of people around the world, regardless of their sectarian, national, or socioeconomic differences. Currently developing a range of supporting community initiatives, including a multi-purpose building, diversity programming, and motivational outreach. Crossroads challenges all of its stakeholders, from players and supporters to patrons and competitors, to strive for the best in life and to always remember that example is the best teacher.
I'm absolutely all in for the Warriors now. Yes. 100%. That's my pick. John?
Oh, I'm right there with you. Crossroads.
Jarrett?
Crossroads. What are you asking me? I already said yes when I saw the logo. I didn't even know.
Well, there was another team that we did have to talk about, so I wanted to see if you might change your mind. Our prop bet, thanks to Jarrett, is yellow cards in the Saturday-Sunday Premier League games. There are 2 rounds of the Premier League that will take place over the next week. It is the Saturday-Sunday round of games. So 10 games. Mm-hmm. How many yellow cards are going to happen in those games? Jarrett Smith.
24.
John.
Let's see. 27.
Rude.
41.
There you go.
I think people are going to be feisty after playing all these games.
Yep.
And dumb things are going to happen.
That's one of the reasons I picked it, was we're coming off of festive fixtures, and I thought maybe it can get weird.
Well, and I mean, you've got Villa and Nottingham Forest. You've got Brighton and Burnley, Wolves and West Ham. I mean, literally, Wolves and West Ham is like, it's got to be like almost a relegation square off. West Ham needs it to try to escape the relegation zone. Wolves is chasing after another win. Manchester United at Ellen Road taking on Leeds. Liverpool at Fulham. Crystal Palace at Newcastle. Sunderland at Spurs. Chelsea at Manchester City. That could get some spiciness to it.
41. All the yellows.
There you go.
That's not that many. That's 4.1.
That's 4.1 for matchup.
That's a little high. You guys are actually probably a little low.
Yeah, I'm banking on teams being tired.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's going to get reckless.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would maybe make it ramp up to me is professional fouls. I don't feel like chasing that guy because I just had to, play all these games.
Yeah, it could happen. We'll see. We'll see where we get it. Nicholas Bentner hasn't done anything as of late.
Boo.
There's another.
He's growing up.
Yeah. He's said smart things publicly, and he is not doing dumb things publicly. And yeah, it's I guess it's a good thing for him. It's a little sad.
It's disappointing for our tongue-in-cheek following here.
It's a little sad for our segment, but yes it's good for him.
For our silly segment where we're just kind of making fun of the insanity. But it's also at a certain point, everyone has to grow up in theory. So if that means he's growing up, then good for him.
Well, here's the good thing is that Mauro Icardi has replaced him, and we have
never left.
Well,
Dad never left.
We have latched onto Mauro Icardi at a prime time because he is about to be out of contract, and crazy things are happening. Now Tigres is linked to Mauro Icardi.
Yeah, we talked about this because
did we have Tigres? We had Club America.
Oh no, you're right. We had Club America. We had Club America because I asked if Wanda was going to go. It was going to go to Rayados.
Yeah. Did we? I can't even remember. There's so many teams that have been linked with him. Maybe Tigres did come up last time.
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
Because I think we talked about what if Wanda becomes like a presenter over Rayados?
Yes, that's what it was.
Just out of spite.
So Tigres is now in the mix, and people are talking about it. There's negotiations going on with him staying at Galatasaray. I'm trying not to get viruses on my computer. River is being linked in the last week, which
wow.
I don't know about that.
Man,
I think his girlfriend said he could only go to Boca if he goes back to Argentina. So I don't know how that's going to get played out. He reportedly was offered to Roma at one point. Milan has been linked. Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to be. Honestly, I'm only half joking when I say this, Jason, that I'm waiting for him to be linked to Miami.
No, that's not realistic enough. It would be like Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal's my default for anything that doesn't make any sense. Montreal,
Colorado,
and then he and Joey Saputo get into a knockdown drag-out fight in Joey's suite.
Colorado doesn't have the money to get into the nonsensical conversations. Joey Saputo can cut a check.
San Jose, just because I want to see Mauro hanging out with Bruce.
No, that's not good for anybody involved. You do have one.
Not good for whoever has to write the police report.
Yeah, you do have one problem with Galatasaray at the moment. Their vice president, Erdin Timur, was arrested by police for gambling and money laundering to terrorists, according to one tweet. He's the guy who brought Icardi and Dries Mertens and Lucas Torreira to Galatasaray. Yeah. He's posted pictures of his vacation to Argentina. Good for Mauro. Don't think Wanda has been posting any more thirst traps as of late. She did last week. Good for her.
I just want her to go to whatever club he's at. I want her to go to that rival and just become a presenter.
Well, she finished MasterChef in Argentina here recently. I think he is making his way back to Turkey now.
No,
yes.
He could go to Orlando.
Yeah, maybe.
Send him or tell him he's going to Orlando and then send him to Orlando Pirates.
I don't know. He's scoring goals. He's going to get paid somewhere.
He send him to Orlando because they got to replace some guys, and then have Wanda go take a job with Miami, doing something. I don't know anything, but just have her in the vicinity just for the absolute banter of it all.
She would not get a job with Miami because there would be people who would know her and would say no.
Messi and Co. would be like, Messi and Co. would walk in that building. Yeah. No, you're not doing this.
Yeah. Beckham and Messi, and no, that's not happening. Like
as much as, and Nick's not here to do it as well. But as much as we kind of like make fun of Beckham in general, and I know Nick loves.
I don't. Nick does.
Yeah. But the man he's a very savvy businessman about this. And he cares very much about the image, and not just the success, but how it looks.
Yes, he has done a very good job in everything he's done. Okay, so I think that's all the clubs that Mauro has been linked to. I don't see anything else crazy that has happened as of late.
Don't worry, he won't be linked to Atlanta because just like Messi, Tata knows better.
No.
Tata be like, nope, I've seen some things. We're not doing this.
Now people are trying to read into like pictures that he's posting in a Nike sweatshirt, I guess. And they're trying to link a team, but also I guess he wore it when he.
Did they realize there's a lot of teams that have Nike as a sponsor?
Yeah, I don't know. We're into soap opera territory with old Mauro and Wanda and messages being sent and like, he wore that same sweatshirt when he posted a picture after he got divorced from Wanda. What does it mean now? What's happening? I don't know. It's chaos. The last pictures are he's flying back to Turkey from Buenos Aires after his vacation. So there you go. And people are posting pictures of him with roosters because River Plate is known as the Gallinas, and they're saying that that's where he's going. And yes.
Welcome, Kirby. We're almost done here, but you're right. The falconing is starting.
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
I'm going to tell you anyway.
Damn it.
Rams scored a touchdown. Really well-designed play. Atlanta marched right down the field to kick a field goal, and it's blocked in return for a touchdown.
Of course it is.
Yes.
By Florida State legend Jared Verse.
Yes.
Jeez.
You're welcome, John.
Yes. The only good thing about Florida State that's happened this season. Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing.
23 in the portal. Thank you very much.
Well, that's like every team these days.
Yeah,
Tulsa's doing a reality show on the portal.
Go look at Kennesaw State.
Oh, convenient one hopper too, and Gabe Ben. Oh, and Verse looked at the Falcons sideline and signed off on it.
Jared Verse can do whatever he wants. The man's a beast. Anyway, yeah. Now I'm just thinking, borrow to Orlando.
He shushed him. He pieced out. That's what he did. He pieced out the Falcons sideline when he had a 10-yard start on the rest of the Falcons special teams as he was running back the other way.
I mean, it's not talking smack if you back it up.
No, he went from one end to the other.
If you're gonna do it, back it up. That's all I say.
And that's what he did.
Ideas, meal.
We could use him on defense right now.
Yeah. You might get more eligibility at some point, the way they're talking about all this stuff.
Yes, the professional students.
I mean, it's professional league. It's been a professional league for a long time.
Absolutely true.
So might as well.
Falcons return ensuing kick to the 26 and got the dude blocked into it. Yeah, it is an ideas meal if you're a Falconer right now.
All right, I will do it. We can cry about the Falcons. Picks of the week done. Jarrett, what did you learn today?
I guess I learned they have a new favorite CONCACAF centric logo.
Bermuda on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
John, what did you learn?
We're good.
Oh man, what did I learn today? That John Textor would never mess with anything in the Northern Irish Premiership if he knew it was good for him.
And I learned the Northern Ireland Premiership is a pretty interesting league, and especially for the teams outside of Belfast that we learned about, and Larne and Coleraine and the Salmon, and the grain. It was grain. That's what it was on the logo.
It was grain. Yes.
Okay, and we learned there was grain on the logo because we weren't really sure. It could have been a whole lot of things. That'll do it for this edition of Soccer Over There. Tomorrow on SDH AM, John, what do you have?
It is Casey White coming in to take a look at 2025 from her perspectives, women's soccer, NWSL, maybe a little MLS in addition to college in the ACC and the SEC. And then
ask her where she thinks Katerina Macario is going to land.
Okay.
She is out of contract in the summer, and she's been linked to the NWSL.
Yep, and there's discussions about Bay FC being one of those, and also a conversation with Kaylor Hodges from the USL show. It's been a very, very busy 30 days.
Lexington has signed everybody.
They are, in fact, yes. And
letting Atlanta United 2 legend Philip Goodrum.
Yes.
And we discussed that and a bunch of other things going on in USL Championship and League One. It's a very, very busy time. You got teams coming in. You got teams that are leaving. You got dudes that are changing addresses. And so we catch up with Kaylor as well and find out what's on his mind. So it's KCD and Kaylor Hodges tomorrow. It's brought to you by the letter K.
Okay. We're Sesame Street now?
That's absolutely true.
Sure. That works. Morning Espresso in the AM. You can get it as a newsletter. You can get it as a podcast, however you like to get it. It's about 15 minutes of a podcast, and it's probably about depending on how fast you read, I think it usually tops out about 10-minute read, maybe 15, depending how long-winded I get. It's basically your start to the day it'll be tomorrow as things currently sit, a good bit of MLS catch up with a lot of movement, rumor and innuendo, not including Mauro Icardi to Orlando that Jared Smith is trying to manifest and make happen. But it'll get you up on all the other things going on around the league and around the world, set the table for AFCON tomorrow as well. That'll be in the morning. You can get it as a newsletter. You can go sign up for it at soccerdownhere.net/connect. You can get the podcast wherever you get your Soccer Down Here podcasts. So plenty coming on the SDH network as we put a bow on 2025. Our next Soccer Over There show will be in 2026, and there's no telling what ridiculousness we get into next year. Y'all have a good rest of 2025, and we'll see you next year. Adios.